Hi, good morning and welcome to our meditation. Today is the 26th of October. We have been meditating on Proverbs chapter 15, verse 28 since the 25th yesterday. The heart of the righteous weighs its answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes evil. To think before speaking. And actually, what the Bible is going to tell us is that sometimes we need to slow down because haste makes waste. And haste can put you to shame. So if you are in a conflict, do not react hastily. Do not rush to action. You just have to calm down, sit down, slow down, and consider every angle carefully, every angle of the situation carefully. Otherwise, you will miss the obvious and be put to shame by your enemy. That's what Proverbs chapter 18:13 is going to say. To answer before listening, that is folly and shame. So before we listen, and then we speak, and then we answer. Because if we do it, we are going to be put to shame. Do not bring, says Proverbs 25, verse 8, do not bring hastily to court. For what you do in the end, for what are you going to do in the end if your neighbor puts you to shame? Because maybe it wasn't your neighbor who stole your donkey. And then they took it to those people who were at the door of the cities waiting to judge people, to stop conflict between different parts, different people. And then maybe it wasn't your neighbor who stole your donkey, but you still think it was your neighbor because your neighbor doesn't like you, because your neighbor is too white, is too dark, he's green, blue. Haste makes waste. So we have to be careful. Jesus says in John chapter 7, verse 51, does your law condemn a man without first hearing him to find out what he has been doing? You see that the problem is that we never listen to people. We don't consider people's history, people's backgrounds. Why are people reacting like that? Maybe there is a reason. And we haven't got very, clean, perfect history either. We all have got our history, our different stories, different things that happen to us. And when you judge people without knowing, really, that's not good. And Jesus is going to say again in chapter 7, verse 24, stop judging by mere appearances, but instead judge correctly. It's like he's saying, judge according to God's righteousness. The religious people of Jesus' time, they were always judging Jesus because Jesus was healing during the Sabbath day. To them, that was terrible. And actually, at the end, they wanted to kill him. Actually, most of the time, they wanted to kill Jesus. Even when Jesus is speaking in their synagogue, they take Jesus out of the synagogue to throw them from the top of a cliff. Because they are judging him by mere appearances. They're not trying to understand him, to understand what he comes from. And maybe sometimes they did understand who Jesus was, and that's why they wanted to kill him. But stop judging by mere appearances. It's interesting because the text is not saying that we shouldn't judge, but it's saying that we should judge in accordance to God's righteousness, not according to our vision of the world, our vision of people's lives, because we forget that before God we are all sinners and we need to come to repentance. May God have mercy on us. God bless you.